my reliable and patient Taurus friend. Hello and welcome. My name is Mina, and I'm here to offer you a 3-card reading exploring the themes of you, your path, and your potential. I invite you to consider what the reading reveals about possible challenges, opportunities, and personal growth for the week ahead. Take a deep breath, rest your mind, and let's see what the cards have to share with you today. Taurus, as this week begins, there's a quiet tension stirring beneath the surface. You might sense an undercurrent, the feeling of life speeding up around you while part of you just wants to hold still. There's a longing for certainty, yet something keeps nudging you toward change. It's not loud or dramatic, but it hums persistently. A subtle unease, a sense that you're being asked to move before you feel ready. Perhaps you find yourself staring at a half-finished message or standing at a crossroads longer than you expected, waiting for a sign that never quite arrives. The familiar anchors feel less certain, and even small choices seem to carry extra weight. There's an ache for clarity, but the world keeps spinning and you can't quite pin it down. This week it feels as if you're caught between trust and urgency, craving both reassurance and momentum, while sensing that something in you is already shifting. It's a space between breaths, between what you want to hold on to and what you're about to let go. This tension isn't a flaw, it's the pulse of something new ready to enter your life whether you lean in or not. You find yourself in a moment where things aren't just moving, they are moving fast. The 8 of Wands captures this perfectly. Suddenly, conversations accelerate. News arrives swiftly, sometimes before you've had a chance to prepare. Opportunities open all at once, leaving you with barely enough time to process one before the next appears. You might feel swept up in a current of activity, your calendar filling up, your mind racing to keep pace. There's excitement in the air, but also an undercurrent of anxiety. It's as if you've been waiting for things to progress, and now all at once they do. The world seems to demand action, responses, decisions, often without the luxury of hesitation. Inside, there's a flicker of disbelief. Can it really be happening this quickly? Are you ready? The energy feels exhilarating and overwhelming at the same time. You may notice yourself rushing through tasks, eager not to miss out, but also fearing that if you pause, everything will pass you by. There's a hunger to catch up, to say yes before the moment disappears. Yet beneath the urgency lies a hope that all this motion will finally bring you closer to what you've been longing for. Each message, each plan, each impulse feels charged with possibility, but also with the risk of stretching yourself thin. The real tension is not just in the speed, but in the effort to remain steady while everything accelerates. You long for a sense of control, yet find yourself surrendering to the rush, trusting that you'll find your footing amid the whirlwind. Even as you move quickly, your heart lingers on what matters most, not wanting to lose sight of what truly matters in the flurry of events. When life pushes you forward like this, something deep within you naturally seeks order. The surge of energy compels you to find clarity, to create meaning out of the chaos. The rush of the 8 of Wands becomes the force that shapes your path, not by accident but by necessity. You sense the need for discernment, for cutting through noise and distraction, and this urge brings you to a new threshold. Here, the King of Swords stands on your path. The world around you demands clear thinking, and every conversation, every decision seems to ask more of your mind. Pressures rise not as obstacles, but as challenges that force you to define your priorities. There's a sharpness in the air, a call to weigh your words, to see through ambiguity. You might find yourself reviewing plans, double-checking commitments, or looking for the truth behind what others say. The pace of events asks you to stay centered, to let reason guide your actions even as emotions swirl around you. You notice friction between what you feel and what logic dictates, especially when others have strong opinions or when quick choices are needed. It's a week where boundaries become more important than ever. You're called to communicate directly, to state what you believe, and to stand behind your choices. The momentum that once felt thrilling now requires wisdom. You realize that not every invitation deserves a yes, not every message needs a response. There's responsibility in the air, the kind that asks you to be both honest and compassionate. As you navigate, you sense the weight of your words, knowing they can clarify or confuse, heal or divide. It's not about wielding authority, but about embracing your own clarity. The pressures aren't designed to break you, but to refine your intentions, sharpening your focus so you can act with integrity. Even as the world spins quickly, you have the chance to anchor yourself in truth, letting your values guide you through the noise. Each decision becomes an act of self-respect, each conversation an opportunity to express what really matters to you. This is the turning point. The clarity you bring is not just a reaction to the pace around you, but the opening to something deeper. The path ahead is shaped by your willingness to be present with both urgency and uncertainty. Your potential isn't set in stone. It waits for the moment you decide to meet this week fully awake, aware, and honest with yourself. As the week unfolds, the Hanged Man appears, not as a warning but as an invitation. Here, growth isn't found by pushing harder or moving faster. Instead, it arrives in moments of pause, in the gentle act of seeing things from a new perspective. You notice yourself drawn to stillness, perhaps unexpectedly. The rush that began your week now asks you to step back, to let go of the need to control every outcome. There's freedom in admitting you don't have all the answers, and relief in simply observing what unfolds. It's a subtle shift, a willingness to accept uncertainty, to be present with what's unresolved. You might find yourself lingering in a conversation, listening more than speaking, or choosing to wait before making a final decision. The pressure to act gives way to curiosity, to the question of what might emerge if you allow space. Inside, something softens. The tension eases, replaced by a quiet sense of trust. You realize that not every solution comes from action. Sometimes the greatest clarity comes from letting go. The invitation this week is to allow yourself to feel suspended, not stuck but open. In this space, new insights can arrive. The world slows down, even if only for a moment, and you find a kind of peace in surrendering to the unknown. Growth comes not from striving but from allowing. The Hanged Man reminds you that your greatest potential is revealed when you're willing to see life differently, to release the need for certainty, and to let understanding come in its own time. Looking back over the week, the story becomes clear. You began with the restless momentum of the Eight of Wands, swept up in a wave of energy that called for action and quick thinking. This urgency led you to the steady discipline of the King of Swords, where clarity and honest communication became your anchors. Through these moments of pressure, you discovered the power of pausing, the quiet wisdom of the Hanged Man, who invites you to trust what you cannot control. Each card, each phase was not isolated, but part of a single, unfolding experience. The rush of events pushed you to define your values. The need for discernment opened a space for letting go. What began as tension resolved into acceptance, not by force, but by meeting each moment as it came. You learned that momentum and stillness are not opposites, but partners in the dance of growth. This week, reassurance arrives not from making everything happen, but from allowing yourself to move with life's pace, to speak your truth, and then to let go. In this gentle integration, you find your steadiness again, a calm center that holds, no matter how quickly the world turns. Actionable insights for Taurus this week. When the pace of life feels overwhelming, it's okay to pause for a quiet breath before responding. You could try stating what you feel simply, even if you're unsure how it will land. Let yourself notice what changes when you step back and watch, just for a moment instead of acting immediately. Spoken word affirmations to repeat aloud for a more positive mindset. I honor the pace that feels true to me. I speak with clarity, even when it feels uncertain. I can pause without fear of missing out. This week I am steady and enough. And now, dear friend, I thank you for giving me your time. I truly hope I have given you something helpful in return. Goodbye and good luck until next time.